Hi, it's Moose99 here. This is episode 10 of Grow Big or Grow Home. Or Go Home. I gotta make a name that's a little bit easier to say next time. Okay, so for anybody watching, I have a very small YouTube channel, Moose99, with no underscore. And on that, there's a playlist that has called tutorials. It's got a few tutorials in it. One of them's called Hard Start Tutorial, and the other one is How Not to Kill a Town, which gives some philosophies and some design building and building tips, I think. But in How Not to Kill a Town, I talk about pathing, distance from work, and stuff like that. So if you're interested, check it out. My production quality is not the best. I'm trying to learn how to edit and stuff, but the basic gist of the How Not to Kill a Town, I think, is pretty good information. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Okay, I don't really want to be looking at these guys right now. So let's have a little bit of a summary here of where we're at. So we're at 2,472 people. Education's good, happiness is good, although it's going down a little bit. Now, there's some things I haven't built, so that's probably an issue, but I think also pathing is a bit of a problem. I have two main concerns at the moment. Our food graph is still, it's okay. The inventory is rising, but the trend is not great. I'd like to see that a little steeper. We do have 750,000 of food in stock, so we're not in immediate trouble, but it's just a trend that's a bit troubling. The other problem I've got, though, this is a bigger one, is I've got 800 houses and I have a requirement for over 1,000 houses. Now this gap used to be a lot bigger because I had a lumber production issue, so we are catching up to that. So maybe it's not as big a threat as I thought, but we had about a 400 or 500 gap here in housing, and the risk to that is an old age die-off and stuff, so maybe the risk is not as bad as it once was, but something to keep an eye on. So in this episode, we're expanding. We've started grain production here, or flour production, I should say. Yeah, it's kind of slow to scroll in this frame rate here. So we've got some windmills doing rice flour, and we've got some bakeries. So these tiny bakers are all going to be making nut bread because that's my favorite. So I'm going to put those on nut bread. And that was 8 people, I think. Okay, and these guys here are just going to be making regular bread. Six there, 10 there. Okay, we're good there. I think I actually want to put some more of these in. No, you know what? I'm going to do another row of tiny bakers here. Okay, I'll let that build. I'll turn those guys on, maybe some different recipes. And then I want to do a bit of a status check. Like, we're making a lot of rice and we have a lot in stock right now. But I want to see what 10 windmills are doing to our rice supply. And how much flour we have and stuff like that. So we'll let that run for a while and then we'll go check all our stats on that stuff. Okay, there's our pasture, and we're going to put our red freezing in there that are in the holding pen at the moment. So let's staff that up. Let's go find our freezing here. Alright, everybody out of the pool here. We're going to empty you out. Stop working. And turn you back into a holding pasture here. Yeah, I should have kept that up to make sure. Yep, there they go there. Okay, that gives us almost all the animals, if not all, so... do we want any more seeds? You know, I don't know if I have orange seeds, so let's have a look in here. MM9 has a pretty big list of seeds and stuff, so it's kind of a pain to remember what you have and you don't have. Now, if you ever want a challenge, try and get all the animals and all the seeds. It's quite a bit, so. Sorry, Hunter, what does what do? I apologize, I'm really bad at looking at chat sometimes, so. Sorry, man. I'm a newbie. Emptying the pans, oh, okay. So let's pick a pen that has animals in it. Okay, so here we got llamas. Now, it's kind of hard to see because it's dark here, but it says llamas, there's 2 people working on it, and this work button is there, right? Now, you have a couple of options here. There's an empty button and a split button, okay? So if you have llamas and you say you build another pasture somewhere and you want to put llamas in that pasture, you go to the new pasture, you set it to llamas, you make sure the work is lit up, you assign people to it, and then you split this field, and it would take half of these llamas and move them into the new llama pasture. But you have to do those steps ahead of time. You have to have the pasture ready, and you have to have it staffed, and you have to have it set on llamas. In order to make stuff like that work, when you do a town layout, don't do all kinds of haphazard pasture sizes. Like decide ahead of time what your pasture size should be, right? Now in this case, I've got 15 by 15s going on. You can do 20 by 10 or 20 by 20s, 20 by 10, but just keep your pasture size standard, and then you can either split. So that's a split. So that's how you get, 2 llama fields from one. In this case, I have a couple of smaller pastures here that are right by the trading pens. Now, I'm buying animals through the farm supplier and also buying it through the trading post here. Now, if you look in the trading post and the farm supplier, they got little pens there. So if you buy animals, they'll sit in these little pens in the trading post. And I don't know the exact amount of time, but if you leave them there too long, they'll die. So what I generally do is buy the trading post, I put smaller pastures in. I don't remember exactly how big these are. So if I buy an animal, and I don't have a big pasture ready for it, I'll put it in the holding pasture. So in that case, what I did is I had red freezing in here. So I set up the new pasture up there for red freezing, staffed it up, and then I hit the empty button. Then I shut this one off, turned off the work button here, and took the people out. So that empties the pasture out completely into the new field. And then this is ready for another animal type. But I actually think I don't have any of the trade animals, but let's see what we don't have. You know what? I don't have regular chickens. I've got bison, pig. Oh, longhorn. All right, so maybe I need longhorn and regular chickens to kind of complete the animal set there. Oh, and I bought tobacco too. I was gonna make cigars and trade them. To-do list is pretty long here. Alright, a couple more of these are built. Our perfume's up over 100. Like I've got the max perfume here set to 20,000 and we're at 108. And that's with all these perfumeries working. Okay, tools are doing okay. Coats are still doing okay, so we're okay there. Houses aren't building yet. I wonder if I'm producing enough homeware. Let's go up and have a little look at that. Alright, you guys are supposed to be producing bricks, right? Okay. And who's producing homeware? You guys are. So pottery and furniture. And you're out of furniture, okay? That's why we don't have those houses building, because they need homewares, and the homeware needs furniture here. Alright, so let's get this roaded up here. And furniture is made by joiners. So oops, something happened goofy there. Now I've got an extra bit of road I don't need. Go away. Okay, let's put the rest of them in though. Okay, we'll add a bunch more joiners here. And probably should put some storage in too. You don't need the woodcutter in the same area. Like if you're doing a forest node here, so that the essential ones are gatherer, forest lodge, hunter, and you can use any of the models in there. Those are the 3 essentials, and you have to have those with a barn and a stockpile. And then putting the houses in might seem counterintuitive, but having the houses close to the places of work works, right? And then on some of them you can add a herbalist, but don't do that right away, because herbalist just gets you a little bit of health, and the biggest effect you can have on health is having a balanced diet. So that's the essentials. And then if you look at the circles here, keep everything else pretty much out of those circles. Like you can have a road running through or whatever. But if you look over here, these guys are the guys making firewood, and I've got them all outside the circle. So the forester will harvest logs, put them in the stockpile, and then the woodcutters can either get them directly from the stockpile, or because I've got 12 people in the market here, there should be logs somewhere in the market. There isn't at the moment, because these guys are probably taking everything that comes, but the vendors in the market will go get logs, stock them in here, and then these guys will go down here and get logs. So yeah, you don't need the choppers inside. Outside's fine. Alright, let's see. And if you're wondering about the blue circles too, I've got a mod called Radius Recolor, and it changes the circles from a kind of yellow that's hard to see in the trees to a blue that's really easy to see. So that's a good mod to have. The other one here too is Busy Pastures for Mega Mod. This makes the pastures a little more productive. The vanilla ones are pretty anemic. All right. So what's my frame rate? It's still around 20. I can live with that. All right, now what are we doing here? We've got some smithies we got to build. Oh, homewares. Right. Okay, and we need the furniture. Okay, so I think I'll throw the priority here. And we want to get a few more storage buildings here. So we'll go specialty storage. And then crafted goods is what we want. And something like that. And I think just in this space we'll throw a little bit of stockpile in there. Make our roads go down there. And we can probably clear all the resources out of here too. tools are near the limit. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to turn on this row here, and this bottom row I'm actually going to keep in reserve. So it's not a bad idea to have spare blacksmiths if you notice your tool supply is dwindling. Sometimes if you run out of tools, it's hard to build buildings that make tools. Alright, so it's that guy. Okay, the top 4 will turn on, these bottom ones we will not. Okay, somewhere in there. Now I said top 4, but there's actually 5. Alright, top 4 will turn on. Oh, we finally hit our iron limit. And it says we don't have enough miners too. Let's open the big job board here for a second here. Where are miners? Oh, you know what's happened? Ha. I upgraded a mine and I missed it, so it must be this guy. Back in our main town here. So one of these guys, this guy, you are supposed to be making iron. Or are you? Yeah, okay. So that was our spare. This guy should be on iron. Yeah, we upgraded that one, okay. Okay, so our question mark should go away. And again with the cold here. And it's a builder this time. I mean, there's 12,000 firewood, you can't be cold. Okay, crop field down here. What do we like? Let's put some potato in. Do some French fries or something. The town gets big like this, I'm just kind of running around like a chicken with my head cut off, so I'm missing roads and storage and stuff here. Okay, now that you're on the bottom, so you're off. Probably should have some storage along the top here, but I think I probably want to put houses in there, so. Now we're out of homeware, so I think I'll go back to salt box houses for a little while here. I'm not being very scientific about adding houses, I'm just sort of adding them every once in a while kind of thing. In the beginning you want to micromanage that pretty carefully, but right now I'm just kind of slamming them in. Okay, now what are you? You are on iron and you don't have a stockpile or a road here. So I feel bad about that. So let's give you an iron stockpile here. The stockpiles are full. That storage is full, but there's still room there. Let's see here. Put a little stockpile in over there too. Alright, we have an outbreak of yellow fever. I can't remember how many doctors we actually have. Yeah, we have 4 hospitals, okay. Not gonna worry about that. how's our bakeries doing down here? Okay, the additional one's built. Well, I know we have apple and we have cherry, so let's do some fruit pie. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with fruit pie. So a couple on apple, a couple on cherry. Okay, what other recipes are in here? Berries, we'll be getting berries out of the gatherers' huts. Actually, when you say cool barn, do you mean these storehouses? They're at the barn here, small barns, and then yeah, so the barn symbol, and this one says small barns, and this one here says tiny downtown storage, and then the far left one is the storehouse. Different colors and stuff, and they hold 18,000. It was one of the YouTube viewers that clued me into that. Those are great buildings because they hold more than a bigger barn. Yeah, so I use those a lot now. Alright, so what was I checking? I was checking berries here. Now, out of the gatherer here, yeah, it's blueberries, not berries. So I don't think we have anything called berries. Let's check that. Inventory by name. Yeah, so we don't have anything just called berry. We have blackberry, blueberry, and I think raspberry and stuff. Alright, all that to say that that recipe won't work. So, okay. I gotta remember my hotkeys better here, guys, sorry. So flowers and berries won't work. Don't have honey or sugar. We have a fair amount of herbs, so why don't we do herb bread? So let's, okay, so 2 times 5, 20, we should have 26 bakers, and we do, okay. Now let's check and see where we are in rice and where we are in flour. 1,450 flour, but we just built 5 more bakers, so... And did that put a dent in our rice supply here? Oh, we gotta like that pie. We have 224,000 rice, so... Alright, let's let that run for a while, and we'll maybe put some more bakeries in. Cool, so you loaded up MM9 then? Very cool. Alright, let's get to... Right on. So I'm doing carbon steel tools here, which for some reason I have trouble pronouncing. Okay, and we have 2 sick people now, no big deal. Yeah, you're in the hospital. Cool. Okay, now it's on our vital stats. Where are we at? Just about to hit 2,500. I think I'll celebrate with coffee here. It'll be interesting to see. Our food storage is still rising here, our inventory. Oops. See if we can actually hit 1 million food here. Or 999,000 or whatever it is. Alright, and our food graph is starting to level again, so... Well, actually, yeah, I guess I am. Hey, but it's Twitch, right? I've never actually maxed out the food before, so that'd be a pretty cool achievement, I think. I'd be proud anyways. Whether anybody else cares, well, you know. Alright, we got tomato. Let's just work down from the top so my brain doesn't hurt. We'll go broccoli. Do we want oats? I think we want oats. And not flax, but beans. And rice. No, we don't want rice in the field. We want corn. And your walnut, so grapefruit. And apple. Yeah, we're making pie out of apple, so that's cool. It's a little bit more food. And this can be... What else were we making pie out of? Cherry, right? Okay, and I got 2 corn. Go peas. These are 15 by 15, so we'll go 2 people in there. And I skipped over lemon, so I'm gonna put 2 people in there. Peas. And we're in late spring, so I've just got to pause right now while we get this all going. You gotta get stuff planted by spring or you won't get any food out of it. Alright, we have a pasture there. This guy's got to build. That guy's got to build. These 2, I think. Okay, I didn't build anything in there. Let's fix that. So crop field there. And I said there's 2 animals we don't have, so let's put a second pasture in here. Alright, now we got 3 fields. What did we do here? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Okay, so we're gonna put another city center up there. Or village center, or whatever we want to call it. So let's extend these roads up. And just so we can measure this off properly, let's put some fields in here. So 15 by 15. Okay. Do our farm roads here. And that was what, orchard, right? So let's put a crop field in. Okay, 15 by 15. All right. And I want to get some storage and a stockpile in, and we'll let this all build here, but just be on one more moment. Yeah, I've actually got disasters turned off, so I don't have to deal with infestations, but yeah, it's something to think about. I tend to do by alternating stuff. Like if you have potatoes side by side with potatoes and one gets infestation, then it'll spread. So if you try and keep everything different, then that'll stop that from happening. That's the theory anyways. Alright, so I did build that. I'm gonna let this build here, and then we'll go up and do our new town center, village center up there. I don't want stockpile, I want to clear. So let's do that. I want to eyeball this and maybe that. Okay. It's something you adjust upwards. Some people don't understand how the limits work here, but so let's take this guy here. So I've got a log limit of 1,000. So I have 4 foresters, each with 4 people in them. So what this log limit means is these guys won't cut until the log limit falls below 1,000. But over in the trading area here, I've got these 4 guys and this guy buying logs here, so we're set when merchant arrives, we're going to buy up to 2,000 logs per merchant. So the log limit doesn't affect what these guys do or what you do when you manually chop stuff down. It only affects what your forester lodges are doing. And these guys are primarily, they won't be doing very much cutting right now because we're importing all the logs. So these guys, I still got them set to cut in case we get in trouble. But their main job right now is planting. And you can see these are all nice big full old growth trees in here. So I'm sorry, long story, right? I would make the log limit 200 per forester lodge, unless there's any reason why you want to control it beyond that. But in the beginning, when I have one forest node, I usually set that to 200. But just keep in mind, it only affects whether or not these guys cut. It doesn't affect anything else you do. Like, I think if I look at my limits right now, I only really play with the ones that I want to control how much we make. So if stone, for example, I've got it set on 1 million, minerals are 1 million, textiles are 1 million. So I'm controlling furnace fuel, lumber, a few things like that. But basically, a lot of these things you just max them out and don't worry about them ever. And if you ever run out of storage, just build more barns or more stockpiles, right? More is better. All right, this guy is carbon steel. I'm going to practice saying that. Carbon steel tools, carbon steel tools. For some reason, I have a mental block trying to say that. And these guys are spares. Okay, so what we got here is a whole bunch of blacksmiths and 4 spares in case we get in a jam. We got houses that aren't building. Oh, how are we doing down on the furniture here? Okay, and did that little chunk of road disappear? Yeah. Alright, furniture's out of logs, and 2, 3, okay, so that's 6 people. Okay, and the ones that are going to build here, let's just pop them up over here. Yeah, by installing Megamod, you've opened a whole new can of worms on yourself there, so I think you'll have fun with it, but there's a lot of content there. Now, what are you out of? You're out of clay, okay. Okay, we need a few more shoremen here. Or what are they called here? Shore houses, right? This is all angled though, it's not good. I think we're gonna have to go over here somewhere. We'll put 2 more in for clay and see how that goes. We should probably put something for his salt too. And we've got a bunch of fish going on. So we should do some fish salting or something here. Yeah. Out behind these guys, let's put some... Sorry, anal moment here. Raw materials, I think, is what clay is, I think. Alright, so let's build that up. Let's go check out our... Okay, and these guys. Okay, and I'm gonna bump the tool limit up to say 2,500. barbecue market. I don't know if I've ever used that one. Usually what markets do, the circle for a market means where people will, if you build houses within the circle, they'll use the market. That's usually what the market circles are for. So if I look at my original market here, this guy, any houses within the blue circle will come to this market. That's basically what that means, is like the area they serve, I guess. Oh, there's where I put the chicken coops, okay. How are these guys doing? We put these guys in to provide lumber. They're not terrible. How much lumber do we have? Ooh, food graph is kind of not super happy with that. Ah, 4,000 leather, well. Okay, at least we have some lumber in stock. I'm okay with that. Okay, there's another furniture joiner. Okay, we should start getting some homewares being produced now for those other houses up there. Yeah, these guys aren't complaining anymore, so that's okay. Construction limits. I'm actually gonna... Let's make the construction limit silly here. We'll make it 10,000. And what are you out of? Oh, you're out of clay, right? We're building you some clay. So why don't we throw the priority on the new clay and the new furniture here. Okay, this is going to use a lot of logs, so we might have to build another couple of industry suppliers. It's probably actually not a bad time to do that anyways, so why don't we expand that production? Alright, I don't want to set up all 5 boats, so these industry suppliers have 5 different merchants that come to them, so if you want to set them up for auto trade, you have to set up each 5 separately, which means you have to watch them and set them up. It's kind of a pain. But there's a different trading dock here, I just gotta find it. And might be in the second tab here. Industry trade port. So this has only one merchant that visits it, which the advantage there is you only have to set up 1 boat. So it's easier to deal with when you have a lot of ports. So it brings exactly the same thing. Alright, so that guy, you're all set up, you're fine. I haven't looked at our levels lately, but log, stone. Stone's actually pretty silly, but that's okay. Iron's okay. Yeah, okay, we're gonna need some more storage down here. I probably have my stone storage, it's probably all pretty full. Okay, let's quickly throw some stuff in here. Alright, so that's 6 stone. Now I should probably leave. No, actually I'm not. Do that, and then I'm going to put 2 iron in. Because we're auto trading mostly for logs and stone, but we also do a little bit of iron. Okay. If I did that right, we should be able to get roads in. Okay. A lot of traffic here, so these should probably be stone roads here. Okay, so that's gonna build. We should throw some more houses in somewhere. Let's actually deal with this new expansion up here. So we're making homewares now, so let's go back to using... No, actually, you know what? I'm going to use these, where were they? Town abodes here. Okay, so let's do 4 rows of housing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. And let's throw in our... let's see. We'll use the big central market one. Alright, we'll build that. Get rid of that. And... throw a road there. And I'm going to throw... roadless well. There. And I'm going to throw... this 1-room schoolhouse is upgradable, so that's a go-to schoolhouse here. Okay, and we're running out of hotkeys, so I'm going to reset our hotkeys here. So Z is our original town. X is our forest node. I don't really need that anymore. So let's make the docks something like that. Let's make that into hotkey X. And C was here. I come up here a fair amount, so I'm going to make that ZXC. Okay, and then down here, where we're making the flour and the bread, let's make that guy. And then over here, where we're expanding to, let's make this B here. Okay, so don't get seasick, I'm just going to double check these. So original town, dock, mines, and blacksmiths, and this is bread, and that's expansion. Okay. Now you were spinach, so you can be strawberry. Never a bad idea. Okay, we have 2 pastures ready to go, which means we should probably check if we notice there's a boat in the farm trader, we'll check it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we're growing pretty slow because our housing's still behind here. And our food graph is leveling, but up. Still going up, so that's alright. Bunch of storage being built. Now we're going to put in a bunch of houses. Well, let's flesh out the farms and stuff here, and we can do houses. I think I want to do a big hunting blind area for more duck meat and start thinking about tin and canning duck meat. I think that's a good plan for up here. So let's do some more of these guys. So crop there. Okay, and that means this will be an orchard here. Okay, get our farm roads in. Now there's room for a couple extra fields on the side here, but I don't want to go too far away from the barn, so yeah, we got pathing issues. Let's build a couple of bridges here too. Oh, we do have some hunting blinds here. Cool, okay. This seems like a decent place for a bridge here, so let's throw a few bridges in here. Just use a stone and wood bridge. That's pretty standard, that one. Got a bridge down there. Be nice to have something in the middle here. Yeah, that doesn't really line up with anything, but it'll work. Okay, so I was babbling about maybe a couple more rows of fields here, so let's put some storage in. Like that, and let's farm road it up here. Okay, now that is, oh, there's a joiner there. Let's build some more furniture. Shore house, we were making these for clay. I'm going to close all these for now. Now, what we got there? We got crops there, orchard there. Oh, there's a gap here, so we can do orchard, I think. Hey Grace, how you doing? Yeah, I was kind of sitting around. I made fresh coffee and I was a bit bored, so I've decided to, with my back problems and stuff, I'm only going to golf once a week, so I'm just going to golf Wednesdays, so that gives me a little extra time to stream and stuff. So how you doing? Yeah, we got Hunter on too. Hunter's another streamer. Was doing Banished and kind of cool. I just talked them into loading up Mega Mod too. Oh, the more people that play this fun game, the better, I think. I usually find it's pretty nice people that play Banished, like it's a good community and stuff. Alright, just give you a little overview here, Grace, on where we're at. This is probably getting near the end of this town's life as far as the computer's ability to both play it and stream it here. But we're just over 2,500 people. Our food graph is a little bit of a worry at the moment. Everything else is pretty rock solid though, except our happiness is suffering a bit, but I should probably put in some cemeteries somewhere. Oh, we need clay here. I don't know if you remember, Grace, but when we last left off playing this map, we had a tool crisis and we were panic building a bunch of blacksmiths, so I called it a cliffhanger, but it wasn't really. We built them in time, it was all fine. And this was the map too that had your house. And I was going to build you a dock here too. And I think somewhere in here I can build a boat. Like if you wanted a sailboat or a rowboat or something. Yeah, a little sailboat at your dock, a couple. Alright, and let's see what these traders. Now, it's seeds, okay. Not really too, grapes. You know, let's get some grapes in case we want to do wine. Alright, now these are the traders down here. So those were industry trade ports, so they... Yeah, I think 5 people is probably enough in these things. At least we'll start with that. Alright, talk amongst yourselves, smoke them if you got them. I gotta set this up and it's gonna be a minute or two here. I gotta figure out what we got for trade goods. So 1,000 firewood. Yeah, exactly. Okay, 500 perfume, 200 linen clothing. I should probably do this in alphabetical order. It might be smarter. 200 in there. Wool coats, I think, is 200. I should check the wool supply. We could probably use a few more tailors making wool coats. Survival coats are 200. And kimonos, I'm betting, is 200. Doesn't really matter if these numbers are too high, they'll just get what they can get. Alright, so that guy should be fine. We're going to auto purchase 2,000 logs. Our stone supply is pretty ridiculous right now, so I'm not going to put stone in there. A little bit of iron. Alright, your turn. So 1,000 firewood. Sorry, I said this part would be repetitive. Where are you? 500 perfume. And linen coats here, linen clothing. Wool. Okay, don't scroll too far. 200 there. Survival. Okay, you are there. And last thing was kimono. Alright, 200 there. You've got 5 people. Set up your auto purchase. 2,000 logs. And 50 iron. All set up, I hope, unless I derped that somewhere. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick save. I haven't saved in a while. And one thing with the Mega Mod does occasionally crash. So make sure you got auto saves on or you're saving once in a while. Big thing to worry about, I think, is food right now. So let's watch this area. Okay. Now, it's spinach and strawberry, I think, was the last thing we put in. Let's go potato. These are 2. Okay. It's an orchard, so that was lemon. Pecan pie. That was one too many. Let's let that go. Alright, I've decided, Grace, the only 2 animals we don't have are chickens and longhorn cows, so I am going to get chickens. It's going to hurt me, but I'm going to get them. Okay, now we've got lumber, I know, so this... We have more than enough builders, so... Yeah. Probably enough builders. I saw somebody stream the other day and they had like 650 farmers. I've never seen that before. That's like a huge amount of farming. I mean, I've got 2,500 people and I've only got 260 farmers. Probably means we're going to run out of food or something, but... Gilded merchant, don't care. Yeah, frame rate's still around 20. I'm okay with that. I'm trying something new here, Grace. I bought a little small monitor, so I've got the chat set up on a mini monitor just below the main monitor here. It's not getting me much better at talking to chat, so I apologize to anybody that asks something and I'm not paying attention. I will get better at it. Alright, there's our pig timer.